Said it once and I'll say it again, suicide is the most selfish act that you can take, and especially even when it's a 14-year-old girl, man, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Never, ever, ever do it because, okay, yeah, your pain will disappear, but the pain that you leave in your wake is insurmountable. That's why I consider it to be the most selfish thing that you can possibly do. So that's where I'm coming from when it comes to this story right here, and it's always going to be the same thing whenever it comes to punching out, man. Never do that. There's always an alternative. With the caveat here, I'm not going to be backtracking on my position. I'm just saying that there's a little bit more blame to spread around on this one. She's a 14-year-old girl. She was getting whipped at school, and her parents weren't doing anything about this. Like, ooh. Yo, man, and you come from a two-parent household? You're telling me that father wasn't going absolutely apoplectic at school, taking that kid out of class, having her go somewhere else to continue her schooling? Like, bro, come on now. New Jersey teenager has taken her own life just days after an alarming video showing the 14-year-old being punched and kicked in a high school hallway circulated online. Yes, by a bunch of quote-unquote youths. I'll let you fill in the gap. Adriana Kuch, who was relentlessly bullied at Central Regional High School in Berkeley Township, was found dead at her home. Found at her home 2 days after shocking video surfaced on February 1st, police said. 20-second clip shows several students attacking the teen and hitting her with a water bottle as she walked with her boyfriend. For obvious reasons, and because YouTube is being absolutely stupid lately, won't be showing you the video, but it's very easily accessible online. Bystanders are also seen laughing at Kuch, after she was punched, kicked, and had her hair pulled. Well, she lay in the fetal position on the floor of the school hallway. Yo, man, why there's nobody around to help? She was walking with her boyfriend. Why wasn't it, like, this wouldn't have been any better, but why wasn't he the one who was catching the beating in this situation? That's, yo, man, that's your responsibility. You claim her as your girl, you're the one who's going to be throwing down. I highly doubt that she was instigating this situation. If she was just simply walking down the hallway or seeing the video and those involved, I'm sure she wasn't yelling the obvious agitator. But also, where are these public school teachers? I hear about them being heroes all the time, but nobody could hop in and break up the situation. Yo. According to her father, Michael, well, father in name only. Jesus. 14-year-old Kuch was smashed in the face 3 times with a water bottle. Yeah, it left bruises. Like, why she was back at school before the disciplinary stuff ended up playing out is beyond me. And blacked out. He then had to take his blood-covered daughter to the police station to file a report because the school refused to do so. I hate the public schools. I hate them so much because they just let absolute nonsense run amok. You see the videos just as much as I do of the children in the classroom just acting a fool, flipping over desks, punching other students. Yo, I don't know if it's just a couple of the pages coming up more in algorithmic frequency, but they always seem to be from a different camera angle and a different classroom involving the same types of people, but different people in there as well. Like, there was even one of a teacher a female teacher who ended up fighting back against looked like a grade school. At worst, it would have been about a 6th grader or something like that, and she got absolutely dog walked. It was just kind of a wake-up call. And it's like, oh yeah, you think men and women are equal, huh? Interesting. But yo, that's the stuff that's happening in public schools right now. And to be completely honest, it all starts at home. 3 of the 4 students seen in the video are now reportedly being questioned by authorities. Yeah, well, if there's enough correlation there, I don't think involuntary manslaughter should be off the table. We're just going to keep it a buck. But her family is now seeking justice from the school for what they said was a lack of response to the viral beating. No, everybody. 3 of the 4 students, 4 of the 4 students, the principal, anybody who turned a blind eye to this situation. But yo, yeah, there you can see a couple of the pictures, but I don't know, man, where's the boyfriend? Kuch was a freshman at Central Regional High School in Bayville, where her family moved 7 years ago after repeatedly having to locate because her father was an Army airborne soldier serving the country. Because we'll see some pictures of him in the second, and that's a big boy right there. What's the mom doing in this situation? Oh no, right. These are all the things that we can't mention. An obituary posted online says the 14-year-old adored all animals. She helped children with special needs, loved jogging with her brothers, and was a true nature lover. And that's another thing, man. Yeah, fuck it, I'll say it. I've only been in like a handful of fights. 2 of them were defending my sister, so I'm just wondering what ages these brothers are, and if there wasn't some swift retribution paid out. I understand public school system has, evolved over the years since I was involved in it, but it's still no excuse. There would have been hell to pay, especially if anybody was, doing that to my sister. Let's just say, the only reason that those lockers were red wouldn't have anything to do with a paint job. Oh, her mom's is dead. Oh, yo. Adriana was predeceased by her mother, Brandy, who was survived by her father, Michael, and stepmother. Oh, okay, yeah. Stepmom, that's your kid, if you claim her, what are you doing here, bro? As well as 8 siblings who are now all demanding justice from the school district, which they have said did not do enough to protect the teenage girl. Yeah, no. Speaking to ABC 7, Michael said he was horrified to see the way his daughter had been treated and did not withhold his disgust when speaking to the outlet. Okay, getting hit with a water bottle didn't hurt Adriana. What hurt her was the embarrassment and humiliation. They just kept coming at her. Well, to be fair, if you get hit in the face with the water bottle a few different times by some youths, that shit's gonna hurt. There's no shame in admitting to that. My daughter actually blacks out and they don't call an ambulance. They take her to the nurse's office. And I don't even know what a public school nurse can prescribe at this point in time. Probably not an aspirin or anything like that. It might be a gateway drug, but I don't know. It's like if you're taking your antidepressants today, moral support, is that what we're going to be doing here? He added that Adriana had never been in a fight before. She's 98 pounds, 5'2", and she loves everybody. Yeah, where's her bitch-ass boyfriend? 3 girls have been slapped with third-degree assault charges, and a 4th has been charged with disorderly conduct, according to a News 12 New Jersey. Your job, not to put hands on girls or anything like that, to step in between. And you're taking that beating. Sorry, bro. The school superintendent, Parapaland, I don't know, man, told the outlet that police were not called after the attack. I don't believe a police report was done. We normally just suspend. Did you? Did you in this situation? Because that would be interesting to know as well. If a parent wants to press charges, they can with the police. Yeah, it's funny because that looks like it was a cell phone video that was taken in regards to the footage that we have seen right here. But even back when I was in school, there were security cameras down every single hallway, so they would have ran back that footage to figure out if, that was an assault, what would facilitate it, and the evidence that you need in order to apply suspensions, because that would have resulted immediately in an in-school, more than likely out-of-school suspension. But at least for the time being, snatch those kids up right quick. We're not going to double whammy a kid when they're suspended and then the police charges as well. Oh, really? Why not? They beat the brakes off this kid, resulting in injuries. Busted lip, busted nose, obvious swelling that's going on right there. It's like, yeah, that looks like a pretty affluent neighborhood. That must be, stepmom, and then, yeah, there's the father right there. I'm just thinking this must be a horrible situation for everybody. Outraged by the school's lackluster response, is like, if you're going to go to the police, we're not going to suspend any of the people that facilitated your daughter's suicide. Nah, that's for somebody else to figure out. Michael seethed to NBC New York, slamming the institution that his daughter attended before she died. A kid is assaulted with a weapon, and the policy is not to call the police or file a report. Yeah, it's not assault with a deadly weapon, it's still assault with a weapon, even though I'd imagine probably at some point in time somebody has been killed with a water bottle, but in such a case, that, would be an assault with a weapon. He wrote about a vicious attack on his Facebook, calling the attack planned. I would imagine so. These 4 girls planned and executed an attack. If you watch the video, I have. They are laughing while talking about what they are going to do at the start of the video. The grieving father said that he called everyone after he received the video, which showed the teenage daughter being beaten up, and no action was taken. He said he also received a second video clip from the incident where from someone who reached out to him online. I'd imagine this guy's doing more investigative work than the school, and carte blanche that the schools get is absolutely wild. Was Ethan Crumbly, was that the kid who shot up the high school in Michigan last year? It's funny, the state wants to charge his parents who did absolutely nothing to facilitate that situation. Charge them with involuntary manslaughter because, you didn't lock up your gun better. There's no laws stating that you have to lock up your gun in Michigan. But the school, who knew and had all of the signs pointing to, this kid's going to be doing some weird shit in the near future, they get off scot-free. There's a reason school teacher unions don't get gone after, because mega donors to the Democratic Party, and unions are super corrupt. Just saying. But yeah, back to the father. All they did was take her to the school nurse. The school didn't even file a police report. They told me that was not their policy. Oh, great, wonderful, fantastic. I had to take my daughter covered in blood to the local police station. Michael then took a swipe at the school, saying that more could have been done to discover and take down the videos. If the school contacted the police and filed a report and conducted an investigation, these videos could have been discovered immediately. Yep. And again, where's the security cam footage from inside that high school? Didn't look like an old place. It didn't look like it needed to be retrofitted. There are cameras everywhere. Those came from third-party individuals. I want the entire world to know that what these animals did to my daughter. He'll just get great. Now the father's going to get canceled because he referred to some youths as animals. I will not sleep until the family has to watch them stand in front of a judge and plead guilty. Yo, I like this guy's energy. Michael demanded that the Ocean County School District to be held accountable for the harassment and bullying his daughter suffered over a long period of time. Bro, that's when you should have stepped in, knowing that this, school district isn't going to be doing jack squat. This is obviously something that he can't do, but if you have any family members in this type of a situation where you know that this isn't just run-of-the-mill bullying, this is something that is resulting in physical violence, you can learn from this situation and stop this before it gets to this end point, so that you don't have to be going on a media tour in order to get accountability from a failed school district. More than 200 students have protested outside Central Regional High School, walking out of class and demanding action over bullying, what they believe is systemic across the school district. That's every school district, though, but not to the point where kids are getting beat the brakes off of them. I'm just saying. Adriana took her own life because nobody at the school was able to help or care or step in, sophomore Roman Velez told ABC7. I would actually like to teach people who bully what they're actually doing and how it affects. Yeah, you used to settle this by just, 3 o'clock at the flagpole, but nobody fights fair anymore, right? There's weapons involved, not water bottles, but kids show up with knives and Glocks in certain situations, and nobody ever fights fair. Them and their boys versus you and your boys, and then it just normally kind of descends into some sort of failing slap box situation. Most people can't throw a punch. I'm just saying. That's why making sure your kids can throw a punch is kind of necessary in today's day and age. The district made a statement about the 14-year-old deaths and cited crisis counselors for anyone who needed them. Oh, cool, yeah, we'll let you guys, talk to these counselors, even though you didn't offer any sort of help to the kid that was needing it at the time before she took her own life. Good stuff that you're doing right there. But students claim they were not made aware of this in person. I think, this is really, story time with Dawn here. In the second or third grade. Yeah, second or third grade, over a weekend, very early into, I think it was third grade, very early into the third grade. One of our students, there was a big car accident and he ended up dying. He was sleeping in the cab. He was out with his dad doing a truck run. He truck flipped and he died in the cabin, whatever like that. And we were all offered, crisis counselors or whatever like that, allegedly. Never seen one or anything like that. I think we just got the standard announcement and it's like, okay. This is going to sound terrible, but I don't remember the kid's name. It's I think it was Lane or Lance or something like that. It's like, yeah, he won't be coming into class again because here's all the trauma. And anyways, so the spelling bee for today, great. Nobody was supposed to know Adriana killed herself, student Lance Jones told the outlet. Sorry, what? The school community claimed that Kuch was not the only victim of bullying and said last April another student had been attacked in the school cafeteria. Suffered an injury which left them unable to fight back, according to Patch. Others at the protest shared similar tales of worrying and disturbing bullying claims. That the district did nothing about it. A letter to parents from Super Nintendo Para whatever stated, we fully understand that students, staff, and the community are hurting for the loss of such a young lady with a bright future. Please don't sue us or hold us accountable because we're just humble public servants that just don't get enough funding. It's always going to be something about funding. To ensure the health, safety, and well-being of the students, there will not be any rallies in the future without prior administration approval. We don't want you protesting because that's a bad look for us. Otherwise, there will be action taken in accordance with this policy. Peek this. They're more concerned with a protest than getting to the bottom of an actual assault that happens on your campuses. Fuck public school systems, man. They're just ass. And yeah, those 4 menaces. Sorry, I've had, fingers dislocated multiple times. So it's not 3.5, it's 4. Those 4 kids, they should be in front of a judge. They should be charged to the fullest extent of the law. And, snatch up the superintendent as well, because she just sounds like a real peachy keen individual. My condolences to the Kuch family, and, man, I hope they get justice, because, like I said, it's the most selfish thing that you can do, but there's such a lack of accountability around this story. It's amazing. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.